we talk about abundance, we talk about things for the most part: housing, infrastructure like transportation or digital connectivity, but we don't often talk about abundant, high quality opportunities for people. And education has been missing from the conversation, but it feels central to the conversation, that we can't achieve those other things or benefit from those other things unless we have people who are well prepared to access them, to create those conditions and opportunities, and to build the future that we're talking about. We have huge inequities in the system. It's not that there aren't rich, engaging learning opportunities available. They're expensive and they're available only to the most privileged families. And so an abundant education system in California would make those same kinds of boutique learning opportunities available to all kids across the state. In education, we often have a scarcity mindset. It is not uncommon to talk about the lack of things in schools: lack of funding, lack of sufficient qualified teachers, lack of opportunities. But there is a way to approach education differently, and that's by embracing an abundance mindset, which really means loosening up rigid structures that limit opportunities and creating more pathways to excellence and opportunity in our schools. Moving beyond rigidity at the high school level might include reducing the state requirements and encouraging more innovation at the local level. It might recognize that not every student needs to attend a brick and mortar school for 6 to 8 hours a day, that there might be other ways to access learning. It might recognize the value of work-based learning opportunities and allow students to earn credit for those opportunities. It might blur the lines between high school and college so that students can take more dual enrollment courses, start to build career readiness earlier. Clearly, the biggest stakeholder in education is the student. The student is the recipient of the service that is being provided. Students, however, are not the primary stakeholder influencing policy decisions. The key actors that are shaping the system include teachers' unions, administrators and school board associations, a whole array of advocacy groups, including social justice groups, charter school advocates, to a lesser extent, business leaders and the business community influence the direction of of state policy. The actors that could play a larger role include students and families, of course, like building representation and expanding the influence of their voice on the direction of the system, and also genuinely aligning educator voice with system decisions. When you look at the way teaching and learning are executed in school districts, oftentimes teachers are the recipients of direction, but rarely are actually engaged in crafting some of those decisions. So thinking about how to authentically improve and elevate educator voice is a continued challenge and opportunity. We can also look for opportunities to stretch our dollars further. One example is California has 1,000 school districts and 10,000 schools. That in many cases creates a lot of duplication and inefficiency in governance and administration. And it also means that students are constrained in their opportunities based on the boundaries of their school district or their school attendance zone. And so we could both increase access to learning opportunities by thinking differently about those boundaries, but we might also allow our money to go further and have more efficient structures so that we're getting more for what we're spending. More than 400 of California's school districts have fewer than 1,000 students. We have declining enrollment in California because of declining birth rates, changes to immigration, and other demographic and economic factors. But we have the same number of schools we've always had, which means there are a lot of schools with empty seats. And because dollars are generated on a per student basis, that means that those schools are able to provide less to every student as a result. If we don't build a more abundant, high quality school system, we're going to see greater economic inequality, because education directly contributes to both an individual's opportunity to, contributes both to an individual's economic mobility, but also contributes to the economic prosperity of a community and the state. So as we think about the economic future of the state, the ability of our citizenry to really engage in the democratic process, to be part of building a better California, we need to invest in our schools. So really, education is central to economic prosperity in California.